Welcome. If you've ever stood in front of shelves of pre workout powders and wondered which one will truly help your training, you're not alone. With flashy labels and bold promises, it can be hard to tell what's hype and what's science. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 critical questions you should ask before buying a pre workout supplement. By the end, you'll understand how to see through the marketing and evaluate formulas based on evidence, dosing, and long term safety. We'll explore why many products disappoint, how to think like an educated buyer, and what makes an ideal pre workout that supports your goals without leaving you jittery or underfueled. Let's dive into why most pre workouts fall short and set the stage for smarter decisions. Eating at the right time before you take pre workout can make a big difference in how you feel during training. Meals provide glucose to fuel your muscles, but different foods release energy at different rates. Simple carbohydrates digest quickly and give an immediate boost, while complex sources like oats break down slowly, sustaining you through longer sessions. Having some food in your system also buffers stimulants. It slows the absorption of caffeine and helps prevent the jitters. Equally important is digestive comfort. Training on an empty stomach or a heavy meal can lead to dizziness, nausea, or cramps. Properly timed meals keep your blood sugar stable, reduce digestive distress, and support a steady pump. Next, we'll explore why the powder itself is not a meal replacement and why you still need balanced nutrition. It's tempting to assume that a scoop of pre workout will cover all your training needs, but it's important to remember these powders aren't meals. They deliver actives like caffeine, beta alanine, and amino acids that enhance focus and pump, but they don't provide the calories, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats your body needs to perform. If you go into a workout underfueled, you'll burn through your energy stores quickly, leading to fatigue and reduced strength. Conversely, eating a huge meal right before training diverts blood to digestion and leaves you sluggish. The key is to complement your supplement with appropriately sized meals that meet your macronutrient needs. In the next slide, we'll weigh the pros and cons of training fasted versus fed to help you decide what works best for you. One of the first decisions you face is whether to train fasted or with food. Fasted training can feel comfortable first thing in the morning, especially for low intensity cardio or short sessions. With nothing in your stomach, there's less risk of digestive discomfort. However, if you lift heavy or train for longer, going in without fuel can lead to premature fatigue, dizziness, and reduced strength. On the other hand, eating before you take pre-workout provides steady energy and better pumps. A fed state supports performance and endurance for heavy lifts and high-intensity sessions, but it requires some planning so you don't feel overly full. A light snack or small meal allows you to maximize results without discomfort. Now that you know why eating can be beneficial, let's focus on the star macronutrient for pre-workout fuel: carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are your body's preferred fuel for high-intensity exercise. When you eat carbs, they're stored in your muscles as glycogen, ready to be broken down for explosive movements and heavy lifts. Adequate glycogen not only fuels your performance but also enhances the fullness and vascularity of your muscles, giving you that pumped feeling. To optimize energy, balance simple and complex sources. Simple carbs like fruit or rice cakes digest quickly and provide immediate glucose, while complex options like oats or whole grains release energy slowly, sustaining you throughout your workout. Combining the two ensures you have both a quick boost and long-lasting stamina. In our next slide, we'll discuss which carbohydrate sources to choose and which to avoid to power your session. Not all carbohydrates are created equal. For pre-workout, focus on easily digestible options that sit well in your stomach. Bananas, berries, rice cakes, toast with honey, or a small bowl of oatmeal provide quick and sustained energy without weighing you down. White rice or sweet potatoes are great when you have a couple of hours to digest. They replenish glycogen without excessive fiber. Avoid processed sweets, high-fat pastries, or massive bowls of pasta right before training. They spike your blood sugar and can cause a crash or digestive upset. Experiment to find what your body tolerates well and time your intake accordingly. Now that we've covered carbs, let's talk about protein, how much to include and why you shouldn't overload on it before training. Protein plays a supporting role in your pre-workout nutrition. Consuming around 20 to 30 grams of protein 1 to 3 hours before training helps supply amino acids for muscle repair and growth. However, loading up on a huge steak or a big protein shake immediately before exercise can slow digestion and divert blood away from your muscles to your gut. Instead, choose light and easily digestible options like Greek yogurt, a small whey protein shake, cottage cheese, or a couple of eggs paired with your carbohydrate source. These foods provide the building blocks your muscles need without causing heaviness. Keep portions moderate and consider your timing. Larger meals require more digestion time. After protein, let's consider fats, how they fit into your pre-workout meal, and why less is more. Fats are essential nutrients, but before a workout, they require careful consideration. Dietary fat digests slowly, so large amounts right before training can make you feel sluggish and uncomfortable. A handful of nuts, a slice of avocado, or a serving of oily fish provides slow burning energy and healthy fatty acids that support long sessions and endurance work. Avoid fried foods, heavy cream sauces, or greasy dairy just before you take your pre workout, as they can cause gastrointestinal distress and divert blood away from your muscles. The goal is to include just enough healthy fat to sustain you without compromising digestion. In addition to fat, consider fiber. While beneficial for health, it can be problematic if consumed too close to training, as we'll discuss next. Fiber is excellent for long term health, but it can be your enemy immediately before a workout. Foods like beans, lentils, cruciferous vegetables, and heavy whole grains slow gastric emptying. High fiber intake right before training can cause gas, bloating, cramping, and frequent trips to the bathroom, which disrupt your session. To avoid these problems, enjoy fiber rich foods earlier in the day or hours before your workout rather than in your pre workout meal or snack. Stick to lower fiber carbohydrates closer to training and save salads and bran cereal for afterwards. With fiber timing sorted, the next consideration is overall timing. How far in advance should you eat relative to your pre workout and your training? Let's map that out. Timing is key when planning your pre workout nutrition. A balanced meal containing carbohydrates and moderate protein works best when eaten 1 to 3 hours before training, giving your body time to digest and store energy. If you're short on time or train early in the day, a light snack 30 to 60 minutes beforehand, like a banana, rice cake, or a slice of toast with honey, can top up your glycogen stores without causing fullness. Always consider how your body responds to different foods and timing intervals. Some people need a longer window to digest, while others can handle a quick bite just before warming up. The right schedule ensures that your food and pre workout supplement work in harmony. Next, we'll break down specific recommendations for morning and fasted training. If you train early in the morning, you might not feel like eating a full meal. In that case, a small snack 30 to 45 minutes beforehand, such as a banana, rice cake, or slice of toast, can provide enough carbohydrates to get you going. Fasted cardio, doing low intensity exercise without food, can be suitable for short or moderate sessions, but you should expect limited strength and avoid heavy lifting in a completely fasted state. No matter which approach you take, hydration is essential. Drink water or a light electrolyte beverage to replace fluids lost overnight and support circulation. In our next slide, we'll discuss evening training and how to manage food and stimulants to protect your sleep. Training later in the day requires a different strategy. To protect your sleep, finish any caffeinated pre-workout at least 6 hours before bedtime. If you train after work or in the evening, choose stimulant-free formulas or options with minimal caffeine. Eat a light meal rich in simple carbohydrates and moderate protein an hour or two before your session to aid recovery without heaviness. Continue hydrating throughout the day, but taper off your fluids in the final hours before bed to avoid waking up for bathroom trips. With careful planning, you can train hard at night and still sleep soundly. Next, let's review some common pre-workout nutrition mistakes so you can avoid sabotaging your performance. Even seasoned athletes sometimes make pre-workout nutrition missteps. Eating a large meal right before training is a common error. It leaves you sluggish and forces your body to focus on digestion when you need blood flow to your muscles. Consuming high-fat or high-fiber foods within an hour of your workout slows gastric emptying and can cause discomfort. Relying solely on a pre-workout powder for fuel is another pitfall. The actives it contains can't replace the carbs and proteins your muscles need. Finally, going into training dehydrated limits your strength and endurance. Always drink water in the hours leading up to exercise. By steering clear of these mistakes, you set yourself up for success. Now, let's look at specific food combinations that make excellent pre-workout choices. To put these principles into practice, here are some pre-workout meal and snack ideas. If you have a couple of hours before your session, a bowl of oatmeal topped with banana slices and a drizzle of honey provides complex and simple carbs with a bit of protein. A small portion of white rice with grilled chicken or turkey offers balanced macros and sits easily in your stomach. Greek yogurt with berries and a sprinkle of granola delivers carbs and protein without heaviness. For shorter windows, try a rice cake with almond butter, a banana with a few nuts, or a small fruit smoothie blended with whey protein. Choose foods you enjoy and that digest well for you. Now we'll wrap up our discussion with key takeaways to remember. Let's recap the core principles we've covered. Food is the foundation. Pre-workout supplements work best when paired with balanced nutrition. Match your meal size and composition to how long before you train. Larger balanced meals 1 to 3 hours ahead, and light snacks within an hour. Prioritize carbohydrates with moderate protein to replenish glycogen and support muscle repair. Keep fats low pre workout to aid digestion. Avoid high fiber and heavy meals right before training as they can cause discomfort. Stay hydrated throughout the day and listen to your body's signals. If a food sits poorly, adjust accordingly. With these takeaways in mind, you're ready to fuel your workouts effectively. Finally, a quick thank you and encouragement to continue learning. Training smarter isn't just about the weight you lift or the intensity of your workouts. It's also about fueling intentionally. When you combine a well timed, balanced pre workout meal with a carefully chosen supplement, you set yourself up for sustained energy, better pumps, and sharper focus without the crash. I appreciate you joining me today as we explored how to fuel your body before you take your pre workout. If you want to dive deeper into science based nutrition and training insights, I invite you to join the AOF community. Thank you for watching, and here's to better workouts and smarter nutrition choices.